Hi everyone, it's Jonathan from Smart Home Sounds here. Today I've got the Sonos Sub with me, and what I'm going to be doing in this video is reviewing it, testing it, and showing you how easy it is to set up. I will also be playing music later on in the video with and without the sub, so you can see what sort of difference it makes, so stick around for that. So what is the Sonos Sub? The Sonos Sub is a powerful wireless subwoofer that is responsible for handling all of the lower frequencies of your audio content. So that's what you and I understand as bass. And why is bass so important? Well, let's picture it this way. We've all been to a bar or a nightclub before, and they always play lots of music with heavy bass lines in, designed to get us grooving, dancing, and feeling energized. So that's why bass is so important. So bass lets you feel the music as opposed to just hearing it. So you'll really notice the difference with using a dedicated subwoofer as opposed to a speaker that has its own little woofer that handles some degree of bass, because all of the bass is diverted to this big box, and that's where you'll really notice the difference in your content. So now let's talk about why the Sonos Sub is unique. So Sonos claim that the Sonos Sub is the greatest wireless subwoofer in the world. So we're going to put that to the test a bit later. But if you look at it closely, you can see that there's two force-cancelling drivers that sit opposite each other to cancel out any vibration or rattle that you might experience. So if you touch the outside of the sub whilst the track is playing, you'll notice that there's no vibration or rattle at all. So that's a great plus. Despite it being quite a large piece of equipment, it's completely non-directional. So non-directional means that you can position it anywhere in the room. You can stand it up like we've got here. You can lay it down flat, or we've even seen customers put it underneath a sofa, completely out of view. And that won't have any bearing on the resulting sound that you hear. So that's great. Also, being wireless, it's extremely easy to set up. I will show you exactly how easy it is to set up in the Sonos app right now. Okay, so now we're going to set the Sonos Sub up in the app. So the first thing you need to do is plug the sub into mains power and then wait for the light on the side of the unit to start flashing green. That means it's ready to add to your Sonos system. So the Sonos Sub can be paired with any speaker in the Sonos range. We've actually got a play bar behind the fabric here, so that's what we're going to pair it with for the purposes of this video. So let's go into the Sonos app and add it to our play bar. So we'll go into More, and then Settings, and then add a speaker or sub. Plug in your speaker, which we've done, so we'll continue, and wait for the flashing green light, which it's doing, so we'll continue again. And it's found the sub near us, so we'll set the speaker up. And now it says press the button on your sub, so that's the one and only button on the sub, which is on the side here. You just need to press it once and release. And it should connect in just a few seconds. Okay, so it's been added. So we'll go to Next, and then this is where you choose the room for your sub to go in. So we've only got one room set up here, so that's the one it's selected. So we'll continue, and it's as simple as that. It's been added. So we'll continue again, and it should take just a few minutes just to register them, and that's it. That's complete. This is where you can add, it gives you the opportunity now to add any other speakers that you want to add to your system, but we don't have any, so we'll skip that and press Not Now. And then all it will do now is register the products, and they'll be ready to use. And final thing is it gives you the opportunity to true play your speakers. So if, for example, we've got a play bar and you wanted to add a sub to it, you would need to do the true play tuning again, which is where you walk around the room and custom tune the speakers to your room. So you would need to do that again. We won't do that now. That would be a separate video. So we'll continue and we'll skip that. Tuning skip for now. Next. Setup complete. Your new Sonos product is now set up and it's ready to use. One of the great things about the Sonos Sub is that if you're concerned about the level of noise that this might add, say for example you're living in an apartment where there's neighbours quite close by, or you've got a bedroom above where there might be kids sleeping, you can customise the level of bass that the sub produces. So I'll show you how to do that in the app quickly now. So if we open the Sonos app and then go to Settings, Room Settings, select the room that the sub's in, Advanced Audio, and then Sub Settings. There you'll see a slider where you can increase or reduce the impact of the bass so that it sounds a little bit quieter for you late at night. Or what you can do is automate the process and enable night mode. So night mode is only available when you're using it with a sound bar. So that's a Beam play bar or play bass. And what that does is if you're listening late at night, you can enable it and it will reduce the, say for example, there's a loud crash or a bang that might sound louder than anything else in the audio. That will stop it from penetrating through the walls and ceilings and potentially waking up anyone who's sleeping in your house. So that's a great benefit there. If you do want to find out more about night mode, I will pop a link to our dedicated blog in the description about that, where you can read more about that. So which Sonos speakers do I recommend pairing the Sonos Sub with? Well, if I'm being honest, you could add the Sub to any Sonos speaker and it will take that to the next level. But if I had to pick one Sonos setup with the Sub, I would definitely add it to either the Beam, the Play Bar or the Play Bass. This will create a 3.1 Dolby Digital setup, and you will really notice the difference when you're watching action movies or music. It will really take your Sub to the next level. Then if you really wanted to finish it off, you could add a pair of surrounds, for example Sonos Ones, or a pair of ceiling speakers, and then you get the full 5.1 Dolby Digital experience. You can also add the Sub to the Sonos amp as well. So if you're using the amp to power a set of in-ceiling or in-wall speakers, then you can add the Sub wirelessly to that, and that will obviously bring you lots more bass. And if you do want to find out more about the Sonos amp or the Sonos in-ceiling speakers, I'll pop a link to our video reviews of those as well if you're interested. So this is the bit that you've all been waiting for. I'm now going to test the Sub with the setup that we've got here, which is a play bar with and without the Sub. One thing to mention is, depending on the devices that you're currently watching me on, the difference may vary, so just bear that in mind. The difference will never compare to what you hear in here. So if you did want to listen to the Sub in its full glory, then come and see me in the Cheltenham listening pod and I'd be happy to show it to you. So now I'm going to play a snippet of a song without the Sub, and then I'll tell you when I've added the Sub back in, so hopefully you'll be able to see the difference. So here we go. So now I'm going to add the Sub. Okay, so hopefully you can see the difference that has made, because if you were here with me right now, you would agree that that difference was unbelievable. So hopefully I've got some of that across. So as you can see, I've put a glass of water on top of the Sub now to demonstrate that there's zero distortion and vibration with the Sub. So I'm going to play the same song again and you'll be able to see no ripples coming from the water. So here we go. So let's summarize the Sonos Sub. Really, the Sonos Sub is for anyone who is passionate about their TV or movies, for example. By adding the Sub, you will bring yourself one step closer to how the director intended you to watch the content. So it will add a whole new level of immersion and engagement to what you're watching. Also, if you're into your music, this will add a completely new dimension to every single song that you listen to. And again, that's how the artist will have intended that you listen to their tracks as well. And finally, if you're big on your parties, then add the Sub into the mix and I guarantee you people will start dancing. So finally, what are some of the positives and negatives of the Sonos Sub? Well, to start off with the negatives, I can only think of two myself. First of all, being the size of the unit. So it is quite a large unit, but you do have to find space in your room. But as I mentioned earlier in the video, it is non-directional, so you can put it anywhere in the room and it doesn't impact the experience whatsoever. So, and the second one is the price. So it's $699, so it's not a cheap product by any means. But you do get what you pay for, and if you do want to make things a little bit easier, we do offer a interest-free pay monthly scheme as well. So finally, moving on to the positives. So I really like the design of the Sonos Sub. It's really sleek, it's really modern, and I think it would fit seamlessly into a lot of households. It comes in a choice of 2 colors as well, so gloss white and black, if you were wondering as well. The second benefit I would say is that it's got 0 vibration, which I covered earlier on in the video, and that is quite a rare find in a subwoofer, so Sonos have done a great job with that as well. But the number one thing, which hopefully I've got across in this video, is the enhanced listening experience that you're going to get with the Sonos Sub. But don't just take our word for it though. Do have a look at some of the reviews on our site. It has just reached 4.9 out of 5 stars now, so it's one of our most highly rated products. So I hope you found this video helpful. I will put a link to the Sonos Sub in the description below if you'd like to check it out. If you do have any questions about the Sub, feel free to contact us and we'd be happy to help. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like, and if you want to see more content like this in the future, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching and see you next time.